Depends on how rough I've been with it.
Ooh. Padded Room Radio is back up in your ear holes. My name is Derry, and I am back for another week of super serious, non-humorous horror talk. We are serious about our horror here in the Padded Room podcast.
Great talk.
Jason is here. He has joined me this evening.
I am here.
How are you, Jason?
I am well. How are you?
Very well.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Are you ready to discuss horror?
I will discuss horror with you. Buddy has also arrived.
Yes.
He is back again for week number 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's put together
setting a record.
A 2-week streak in the Padded Room. What's up with you guys? What's happening? Anything?
Buddy? You know what my biggest fear is, right?
Yeah, penises.
No, dwarfs.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Dwarfs with penises.
All right.
So, at lunchtime today, went over to Jack in the Box.
Yeah, dwarf.
The Dwarfinators were there.
Popped out of a box.
Yes. WWE midget wrestlers.
No shit.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? There's 6 of them in there.
Wow!
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, freaked me the fuck
What
out.
Jack in the Box was this at? I would love to
Lemon
see
Drive.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell were they doing there?
Eating.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
But of all the Jack in the Boxes to go to...
Did they or did they not use booster seats?
No, they did not.
Oh, okay.
No, there was a dude that was actually taller than I was, and at first I was like, what the hell are all these midgets doing here? I mean, I'm like, I'm ready to go through the drive-thru, because I went inside. And then I saw the tall dude's hat. The back of his hat said Dwarfinators. I'm like, oh, he's with them. And so I'm sitting there, just like way on the other end. I'm like, what the hell is Dwarfinators? I'm looking up. Oh shit, yeah, they do like aerial stunts and all sorts of shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
That would have been dude. You got to get a selfie with Dwarfinators. You got to get a picture with Dwarfinators.
Running out of there.
I know.
But yeah, they travel all over the place. If you're really that interested, in May they're going to be here at the Brew House.
What are they going to do? Fight each other, I assume?
Yeah, the whole wrestling show that they put on, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dwarfinators.
It's Dwarfinators.
I love it. Yeah. I would have gotten a picture with it. You have an irrational fear of dwarves.
Yes.
That's rude. And kind of racist, I think. I don't know, maybe homophobic. I don't know. I don't know.
Is that a race?
I don't know. It's definitely some kind of phobic or ism.
Yeah.
So it's some kind of an ism.
Yeah, give me the creeps.
There's one dwarf that I encounter out in Carson City on a regular basis. He is the angriest alcoholic I've ever met in my life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He doesn't like black people. I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put, and he's
like that guy in 31.
Which
the little Nazi.
Oh yeah, yeah. Except he doesn't speak Spanish. I don't think he might speak. I don't know. He is angry though.
Yeah,
he is and hammered all the time. I always see him because, like, I have to go to the convenience stores for my job. He's always in there at like 7:30 buying shots and snifter bottles and things like that.
Does a shot for a midget come in a thimble?
Get out. You're also now some kind of phobic.
I just ask questions.
Oh, you're terrible, Jason. What's up with you, big guy? How are you this week?
Life has calmed down finally.
That's good.
We finally had the memorial service for Sarah's grandma, so we got all of the family drama swept under the carpet and brushed off for a later point in time.
Nice.
Finally getting to move shit out of our house, getting cleaned up, so because basically a lot of the stuff from her grandma's house, we had to move into our house. So
Right.
for weeks on end, it just smelled like 96-year-old boxes.
I'm well acquainted
The cardboard type.
with. Oh, okay. No, I was going to say I know what a 96-year-old box smells like.
Ooh, that's a lot of heat.
You're speaking my language, if you know what I mean, there, Jason.
Hey-o. So we're just getting back into normalcy to
Very
enjoy
cool.
a couple of weeks before returning to work.
Very cool. I woke up this morning to an inch of fucking snow, gentlemen.
Yeah, right?
An inch of fucking snow.
Yeah, I'm over it.
My goddamn sprinklers are on. There's an inch of snow out there. What the shit is this all about? It's April.
Yeah. I was actually like comfortably wearing a t-shirt the other day.
I had shorts on.
Yeah.
Not any, like, last weekend I think I had shorts on.
Yeah.
I have a sunburn right now. Right now I have a sunburn. Shoulders, back of my neck, it's probably going to peel and scratch.
Yeah, the weather here's stupid.
And I've got snow. I've got an inch of fucking snow. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You people need to write a letter or something. I don't know. Get out of here. Well, gentlemen, we have a regular horror show to get into.
Let's roll.
Enough of Old Lady Box and me complaining about my sunburns.
Okay, time to get serious.
Let's get serious about a little horror news, if we could.
Horror news.
All right, go ahead.
All right, Living with Chucky. Did you see any of that?
Living with Chucky.
Yeah, it's now available on VHS from broke horror fans.
All right.
I didn't see it.
I believe this is the
Documentary about-
from old
The chick.
Tits McGee there. Tilly, Jennifer Tilly,
Yeah.
right?
No,
No.
some other girl.
Some other girl.
Who the hell is that?
I don't know.
I think she... You know what? I'm so disinterested in it.
Okay.
I can't even remember the synopsis. I read the synopsis, and I'm like, why am I even reading this? I don't even like Chucky.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the turning point for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I am not a Chucky guy.
Yeah, me either.
Okay.
Well, another blow to physical media. Netflix is ending their DVD shipping service after 25 years.
Okay.
I used to get some horror movies off of Netflix.
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, did I run a mega piracy.
That a boy.
I mean, by the time I had it down about when I was supposed to put those fuckers back in the mailbox so I could get my next batch. I mean,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I got on the straight and narrow, and now I'm only up and up.
Okay. Good for you.
It took me a long time to destroy that many bootlegs.
I mean, why would you destroy them though? You know what I mean? Because I mean,
Well, it's
It's-
evidentiary purposes.
right? But come on, nobody's gonna raid your house for fucking a bunch of goddamn blank DVDs with.
What do you want from me? I'm
I don't know.
I'm that level of paranoid.
Okay, no, I get it. No, that was my jam, dude, because that was where you would find like the hard to find, like the deep cuts. You know, you'd get down, you'd find some really disgusting shit. It would be on Netflix, but it would go into like the weird waiting area kind of a thing. Like my queue back then was like
Oh, man.
3 or 4 pages long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always really excited because the little red envelopes would show up. No idea what's in there. I haven't updated that fucking thing in months, and I'd be like, shit, I bought this DVD.
It was
while I was waiting for it.
brilliant system.
It
It
was.
was just absolute. The way that it came in the return envelope.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
was a
it was
beautiful
great.
system.
You just tear the thing off and then peel the sticky part off and slap it, and you throw it right back in the
Yeah.
mail, and you're good.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Miss it.
So, yeah, they're shipping their final disc on September 29th this year.
I wonder who that's going to.
I don't know.
Whoever that dude is,
Keep that thing.
you should keep it. You should.
Right.
In the little slip cover there.
Yeah, and pay the extra fee for not
Go, what
returning
is it? It's like $4.
I got the last one!
It's like $4. Take it. Fuck off.
All right, did you ever watch Sweet Tooth Season 1?
No.
No? Well, Netflix Sweet Tooth Season 2 trailer is out, and the hybrids fight back beginning April 27th.
This is why Netflix is stopping their shipping service, because they make dog shit like this and they're going under.
Well, here's what I don't understand. Did you ever watch Sweet Tooth?
No.
Me neither.
Me either.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's dog shit.
Yeah, you're probably right. But they have made good shows in the past.
They have, and they cancel them.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
man.
that's the problem.
the thing. What's that one with the chick from It?
That was a good show.
This isn't happening to me, or
I'm not okay with it.
I'm not
I'm
okay
not
with
okay
this.
with this, yeah.
That was a great show.
It was really good.
And then they just canceled it after one season.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Me too. All right. I don't know.
All right. That's all I got. What do you got?
I saw the trailers for Sweet Tooth, and I was like, oh okay, this is
weird.
I thought it was like it's going to be like a Twisted Metal show. Because there's that character in the Twisted Metal franchise named Sweet Tooth.
Right.
Drives an ice cream truck right up your asshole. That's what I want to see. But that's not...
An ice cream truck driven up someone's asshole.
Yes. Well, apparently...
You got to pay extra for that.
How much extra? I'm willing to negotiate, gentlemen. Jay, you
If
got
you have
anything?
to ask, you can't afford it.
Oh, is there a Z job somewhere?
Limited edition steel books and box sets for the 30th anniversary of House of a Thousand Corpses are out.
Holy
I got
shit.
both.
It's
And
been 30 years?
I think it was 30, yeah.
Oh, Jesus
Ain't that crazy?
Christ. It is crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
How fucking old? No.
Do the math.
House of a Thousand Corpses?
No, it came out...
Maybe it was 20.
I was going to say...
Yeah, I don't...
Maybe it was 20.
Maybe 20.
Yeah, maybe 20.
Get your Googling going. That was it.
Okay.
You know I don't keep up with the news.
Are you going to get the steel
2003. 20 years.
Okay, so
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got both.
Okay.
So that makes, I think, 4 copies that I have of House of a Thousand Corpses.
Did you get the weirdo Rob Zombie box set that included? It was like House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, and that was it. Didn't include Three from Hell. For some
Just the disc,
reason. It was like,
or is it like?
oh no,
Is it something fancy?
it was from Scream Factory.
No.
There was a bunch of a bunch of fucking to do around it.
No, I have a combo of both. Then I've got a Blu-ray of it. Then I've got the steelbook. Then I've got this box set.
Wow.
I have a DVD, and then I have Blu-ray of Devil's Rejects. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it.
I feel like that's all I need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a nice.
By
box
the way, Mr. Zombie, if you are listening, I was part of your Kickstarter campaign for 31. I've yet to receive my add-ons.
What were the add-ons?
There was supposed to be a poster. There was supposed to be a what's called a.
I think you're a little late to be voicing this.
Well, no, I've been saying it for years on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. Nobody's
Is that as good as writing one email?
No, I've sent some emails. Clearly, nobody gives a shit, and I'm not getting anything. The one thing they did send me was the Blu-ray. So there you go.
Well, there
I guess
you go.
that absolves them of any wrongdoing. Gentlemen, trailers are up for Last Voyage of the Demeter. Now, I know Jason sort of half-assed saw it, but he averted his gaze.
Gaze.
He averted his gaze. He told the gaze to
Get
go
away,
away.
gaze.
Get away, gaze.
Go away, gaze.
There's a trailer here happening.
I perverted my gaze. Thank you very much.
Okay, fair enough.
Inverted?
Ooh. I watched it. It looks dope.
Yeah?
I'm into it. Yeah. Basically, the director, are you guys familiar at all with Andre Overdahl?
Nope.
Director of Troll Hunter, the original Troll Hunter.
Okay.
Also Dark Summer, a few other things. He does good work. But he is calling this... Now, okay, do you guys, just without knowing anything or hearing anything, if I said to you, Last Voyage of the Demeter, would that mean anything?
No.
They would now.
What would it mean?
That movie.
Okay, but other than, like within a horror context, nothing at all.
Not
okay, then I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I will say that Andre is calling it Alien at Sea, and that's if I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
I will say that it involves. It's not an alien.
A ship.
A ship. There's definitely a ship, and it's a historic situation.
Yeah, I know what it involves because they gave it away, and unfortunately, I can't plug my ears.
How did they give it away in the? Oh yeah. I guess they did. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
heard the
Even
trailer,
though I divert my eyes,
You
I
still-
can't plug my fucking ears but so much. So, of course,
That's why
they
you
give
gotta
it
go.
away.
"Wait, wait, wait, wait."
yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to run screaming from the room.
That's right.
Okay, well, I mean, that being said, and involving what it involves, it's basically going to be Alien.
Yeah,
at
I
sea.
could see that.
And the trailers look great, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
When does it come out?
August.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've actually have a pretty good lineup going for this year.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of returning things, Art the Clown will be appearing in Pete Davidson's new series entitled Bupkis.
Oh, boy.
Now, I don't know what Pete Davidson is up to or what kind of a series this is going to be. I do know that he bangs chicks way hotter than he should be. And I don't know how that happens because he's not... I don't find him that attractive.
That coming from a gay guy.
That's what I'm saying. If you can't get with me, then you can't get with my friends. So says the Spice Girls.
Begging him for popularity, maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. But he's got something going for him.
Humor goes a long ways, I guess.
Let's get back to Art the Clown, shall we?
Big dick.
He probably does. That's probably what it is. He's got a couple of Red Bull cans down there. Suitable Flesh, Joe Lynch's Lovecraftian horror, will make its debut at Tribeca June 17th through 18th. Now, a couple years back, we did a Tribeca pay-per-view kind of a thing that is still available if anybody's interested. You can log on to Tribeca.com and you can kind of live stream the movies, but with like a rental kind of, I don't know, Dusty set the whole thing up. You remember that?
That's where we watched the werewolf movie,
Yeah,
8 for Silver.
8 for Silver, and
And then that other horrible movie.
There was a lot of car ride involved.
It was
in
very
that. What was
boring.
it, After
Very
Dark?
boring.
Getting Home After Dark or something like that?
I don't remember.
Started off great, but kind of petered out. Do you guys remember a movie called Galaxy Quest?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
About
Tim Allen, right?
Yes, exactly. That is being adapted into a series for Paramount Plus. It's exciting. Lastly, here's something I'm excited for. Insidious, The Red Door trailer is going to drop this Wednesday.
Ooh.
I'm ready for another Insidious. That last one kind of little
Yeah. A little
petered
bit.
out a little bit.
You got Patrick Wilson directing this one.
He's directing. Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. Sometimes actors make good directors, like Clint Eastwood.
I think as long as you got
Jon Favreau.
a strong script, I think you're good.
That's all you need, right?
You would think.
You got.
I mean, what does he say? Go and cut.
Yeah, and no, do it again.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like that.
More booby.
Yeah, let's get you back in the shower, sweet pea. That's all I got on the horror news, kids. You ready for some listener mail?
You betcha.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Listener mail.
Emails, voicemails, all that stuff, gentlemen. Let's start things off. Over in Sydney, Australia, here comes Tim.
G'day, mate.
Good day, Tim. Horror for Dummies. You know the name.
Oh, yeah.
You know the faces. You love those guys. Don't act like you don't.
Dummies
Don't-
of horror.
Don't. Oh, excuse me. You're right. I'm in violation. Dummies of Horror. Sorry about that, Tim. I hope I didn't get you another cease and desist letter. Subject line: Hello, studs. He's talking to you two guys.
Hello.
Hey, all, everyone. Tim here with an email. I finally worked it out. Might I just say the new Padded Room site is amazing.
Right on.
Well done on the work, Jason. I'm assuming it was all Jason's hard work since Darian is useless. I'm assuming Darian is useless because Tony keeps telling everyone he is. Tony's a man of good knowledge, if nothing else. And you're right, I am pretty much useless. Welcome back, buddy, and massive congratulations on the wedding.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
He looks mad, Tim. I'm going to be honest with you. I can see a quiet rage building behind the
Seething.
eyes. Just something. There's a reason all of a sudden he's back on the show. I'm just saying. Meat hook for me. Now, we're talking about sentimental horror movies. You guys remember that from last week?
Yeah.
Number 3, The Lost Boys.
Oh, yeah.
It was a film my auntie introduced me to, and I looked up to her a lot. Number 2, Jaws the Revenge.
Of course.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew that was in there. Uh-huh. I know it's bad, but it was one of the 2 things to do at my grandmother's house, so I watched it religiously. Number 1, Jaws. It was the other thing to do at my grandmother's house. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. That's it for me, guys. P.S. Hi, Jason, you cutie pie. Hi. Right on, Tim. Thanks for writing in, amigo.
Be sure to act like a boomerang and come right back.
On his face. Right on, dude. Let's see here. Comes Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Yes, sir. Tony's in the house. Subject line, is Darian an AIDS baby? The answer is probably. Tony is the president of my fan club. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not only is he a member, he's the president. Greetings, Padded Room. Glad to hear that Buddy is back. Now we can get that threesome we were promised. I vote for Darian to be the middle car in the Midnight Meat Train. See, that's why he's the president, because he thinks of these things. My computer at work crashed this week, probably from all the butthole pictures that Darian keeps sending me. So I lost my running list of money made while watching TV at work. For the week, though, I am just over $98. Going to have to find a new way to keep a list, and going to have to block and delete any email Darian sends me with an attachment. Well, you know what, Tony? I get bored at work, too. And I've got one of those little tripod thingies with the flash attachment, so I've got your email, big boy. I might as well make good use of it.
May as well.
So, 1031. This was okay, I guess. Horror anthology on a budget. If you were expecting Trick or Treat or Creepshow, you'll be disappointed. This is the Dollar Tree version of that. Couple of issues I had with it, though. In the first story, they were filming this movie in a closet. Why is there so much stuff in the foreground of the picture? In the opening scene where the 2 guys and the lady are talking, her head takes up half the screen. That and their knees are practically touching when sitting. Why is everything so close?
Everything was filmed in probably a motel room.
Probably, and he sent pictures to back up his claims of everything being extremely close. There is at least a dozen shots of the back of this lady's head in the first scene. Yeah, he's right. I noticed that also.
Yeah.
Then they do it more. Then there is a shower curtain that fills 30% of the screen. Then the black guy moves the curtain to reveal a giant pipe. Typically, you feel a screen with a foreground to place something in the background so that the viewer can see it, but not the actor. There was never this payoff, just weird camera shots. The jump scare of the hag at the end of the story was dumb. I agree.
Yeah.
The second story was fine until the guy decided to lecture the girl as she's bleeding out. Just kill her already. She doesn't need the lecture. The third story had way too much roller skating montages.
No, I beg to differ.
I mean, is there such thing as too many?
No, there's not.
Roller skating montages?
It takes me back so good that I bring it on.
I don't know who was in charge of the fog machine for that
They had
whole
a
thing.
heyday.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Light them up, boys!
That's right.
Also, did that chick bring a roller skate key to a knife fight? Yes, she did. The last 2 stories didn't make much sense. I was kind of checked out at this point anyway. Because I just let Tubi run after that, the next movie was Candy Corn. This is one of those movies that puts big names in the credits and then gives you them for about 5 seconds of time. Courtney Gaines and Tony Todd are listed on the cover art. Todd has like 4 lines in the entire movie. It is a low-budget revenge movie. If 1031 is worth watching once, so is Candy Corn. Fair enough.
All right.
Last I watched Hoax. It's a Bigfoot movie that is mediocre. That is a mediocre Bigfoot movie until about 20 minutes remaining, when it takes a hard left turn and turns out stupid. Educating Darian, are you ready or not?
You know, the phone does have a silent
I'm going to get to that in 2 seconds. No, I am not ready or not there, Tony. Sorry about that. For 3 out of Meat Hook. Number 3, Ghostbusters. I guess me and the fiancé would put this on when we were about to have sex at her house. It was the only DVD she had that wasn't a chick flick.
I'm the gatekeeper.
I'm the key master.
We're about to cross our streams.
Yeah, we are. Number 2, Blair Witch Project. This was on TV when I got my first BJ. That a boy, Tony. That a boy.
I'm so sorry.
Who was he? Was he good? Was he not good? Number 1, none of these are sentimental because I don't cry like Darian. Okay, fair enough. I think I hear a mountain lion. Tony. You better get out of here, Tony. Yep, there's the back of the head.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they did have that lens a little too tight.
Weird with the shower curtain and yep, unnecessary close up of an armpit.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. There's
Did those come in on the padded room email?
Yes.
Just glad to know it's working.
It is in fact working, so says Tony. Right on, Tone. Thanks for writing in, big dog. We got some voicemails here, gentlemen. Gentlemen, let's start things off in beautiful Anderson, Indiana. Here comes Coop Newcomb.
Oh.
Hey.
Hello, Darian.
Hello,
Jason,
Coop.
maybe Buddy again.
Maybe.
Hello.
Just going to make this quick because I'm driving into work.
Easy there.
So the 3 on the meat hook, the 3 that were
Sentimental
sentimental.
to you.
So I'm going to go back to the early to mid 80s when I was pretty young.
Okay.
And there was one night I stayed at a buddy's house, and his mom was cool and was one of those moms that let us go to the video store, and rent horror movies.
Attaboy.
And she didn't care what they were. So these 3 are the ones that I guess would be sentimental to me.
Okay.
Because they were kind of the ones that popped my horror cherry. Would be number 3 is the movie House.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Number 2 would have been Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And, of course, number 1's always going to be Evil Dead.
Oh.
So those are my 3 on the meat hook. Hope you guys are doing great. Talk to you later.
Beautiful. Thanks for calling in, Coop. I thought for sure he was going to say Demon Wind. Every other voicemail he leaves is about Demon Wind. Sometimes the movie, sometimes farts. They kind of go back and forth. Right on, Coop. Thanks for calling in, amigo. Let's get down to our main man in Alabama. Here comes Alan of the Cha-Cha.
Hey.
Padded room, what's up?
What's up,
Hope
Alan?
everybody's doing good.
Hey,
It's
Alan.
good to hear Buddy back.
He's back.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
on getting married.
Thank you.
So I watched 1031.
What do you think?
Really liked it, enjoyed it. It was cheesy, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Then I watched 1031 Part 2.
I did not watch it.
There was a couple of good ones, but that was pretty bad.
Okay.
Watched Cocaine Bear.
I'm
It
getting it.
wasn't what I expected. I guess I expected like funnier, gorier.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It just wasn't what I expected. I tried to get into emergent therapy. I ended up falling asleep.
The
That
thing.
movie it hasn't been something I wanted to watch. The
I get
Thing
that.
prequel, I don't know why.
Yeah,
I feel like it was too far from the original. I
know.
don't know. I just have not had any interest in ever watching it.
I get it. I get that.
Meat Hook, sentimental horror movies.
It's a tough
I'm
one.
going to go with Krampus. That was me and Shelley's first date.
Oh, look
Nice.
at you.
Oh.
Number 2, I'm going to go with House of Dracula.
Wow.
That was the first horror movie I ever saw.
Attaboy.
I was little. My dad got me up to watch it, and he doesn't like horror, period.
Oh,
But he got me up to watch that one.
okay.
And number 1, I'm going to go with Friday the 13th Part 6. That was the one that got me into, like, modern horror and slashers and stuff.
Very
That's
cool.
a good one.
Nice.
I'll call back. I think I know who Mr. Darian is. I got to listen to the clues again. I'll call
Okay.
back. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Beautiful. Thanks for calling in, Alan. House of Dracula. I've seen it. I know I've seen it. Can't tell you a goddamn thing about it. It sounds
Is that
like
the Christopher Lee one?
I was going to say, it sounds like a Hammer situation. Could be wrong. Alan did call back, though.
Mr. Darian,
Yes,
you
sir.
are Ginger Snap.
You got
All
me.
right, talk to y'all later. Bye.
Alan got me. Ginger
John
snaps, too.
Carradine as Dracula.
Oh, God, no.
Lon Chaney Jr. as Lawrence.
Oh, yuck. Lawrence Tate? I think it might be.
I'm looking.
Okay. All right, well, while he looks that up,
Yeah.
let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it in
Lon
the...
Chaney Jr. as Lawrence Talbot.
Talbot!
/ the Wolfman.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lawrence Talbot is the original Wolfman. All right, here comes Mr. Tom Hardy from beautiful Southern California.
Heyo.
Hey, yo!
Hey, yo, padded room. How's my favorite degenerates this week?
Pretty good.
Good.
I do hope everyone's doing well, and congratulations there to Buddy for getting married.
Thank you.
Look at this guy.
I mean, all the married people aren't really congratulating. We all
Yeah.
know what it's about, but
Oh, yeah.
good on you, buddy. Hey, I wanted to get in real quick on your educating, man. I believe you're Ginger Snap.
You got
I think
me.
I got you this week.
You
It's been a
got
while.
me.
Also, the What Are You Looking At department. I got to catch this movie called Chicken's Blood, or Chicken Blood.
Fuck.
Okay.
And I was looking at the little description of what it's about.
Right.
And the video, the little thumbnail thing, looks badass. And the description's about how there's this professional wrestler and his buddies are going through like the desert, or I'm sorry, through the fucking Southland trying
Okay.
to find this this wrestling tournament or something like that.
Are they
You know,
dwarfs?
he's like a WWF wrestling type thing.
They're going through Lemon
And
Valley.
how they run into this this band of evildoers and this dude that he's wronged who's on a rampage.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this thing before, but it's probably going to be fucking badass. But it's probably a flick I'm going to be able to tell everybody about, man. And,
Sure.
and, I mean, I know it's going to be cheap and
Right.
low budget, and it was.
Yeah.
But it was fucking weird because, like, the whole part about him being a wrestler or whatever,
Right.
and part of this wrestling promotion or whatever, it doesn't really come up or mean anything. It doesn't. I don't know. It's just like, it just happens to be why these guys are driving through this, small Tennessee town.
Okay.
But and then the fucking bad guy who's like wreaking revenge on the evildoers, he's also just killing random motherfuckers too, like these people going through there.
Sure.
And I was like, gotta say, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
But I did learn something from
What's
it.
that?
And
You learned
I
something
want to get your
from Chicken's
opinion on
Blood.
this. Like when
Okay.
you're watching a cheap flick, a low budget cheap flick,
Yeah.
like you can tell because of the acting and the
Oh,
sets
yeah.
and the lighting maybe, or the special effects.
The
Yeah.
sound.
Or if
But the
Darian
real
recommended it.
dead giveaway, I think, is not the dialogue that's spoken, but how you're hearing it. How there's no, I don't know. It really just struck me this time how different, like a produced movie, the dialogue sounds than when it does like. It's like cheap VHS. Like this
Yeah.
thing was shot on a VHS.
GP'd. He brings up a good point, though. And I think a sterling example of that, not to shit on last week's movie, though, would be The Barn. The guy that played the main dude was dead flat the entire movie. Even when he was like scared and panicked, oh, we got to get out of here. Come on, we got to.
So do you think he's talking about how it's spoken and acted, or the audio quality?
I believe how it's spoken and how it's acted.
Because he said it sounds like it was on a VHS. So I thought he was
He
alluding to the quality.
He might be, but he called back. But I think if you watch The Barn, that was probably one of my only gripes about it. I mean, clearly these aren't professional actors.
Yeah.
To include Linnea Quigley for the 14 seconds she was in it. But like the main guy that played Sam, he was just dead flat all the way through the movie. That's not to take anything away from him. Clearly, he's just a guy trying to get his foot in the door. But he did call back. G motherfucking P,
G
baby.
motherfucking
Woo!
hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, sorry. I'll get through this.
No, yeah,
anyway,
you're
it's just
good.
like how
Well, that was quick.
That was
speaking
quick.
parts, it sounds like it's just coming through
There we go.
like a VHS recorder that somebody, recorded handheld because they recorded it,
There is
as
that.
opposed in picking up all the ambient sounds and as
Yeah.
opposed to like a really produced flick, how that sounds.
Sure.
I don't know. It seemed to me that
Like
was
the
the one
audio
thing
we
that
had.
The one
you
that
can
we
really tell in cheap flicks when you hear people talking.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, just want to get your thoughts on that. Also, on to the fucking meat hooks, man. Oh, this is
Sentimental.
a near and dear fucking question, man, for me. The ones that you have some nostalgic feel for. And,
Sure.
Man, I think as genre fans, we develop more of a personal interest and have this near and dear thing for these type of movies that people don't develop if they're like, Fast and the Furious fans, and not to talk shit about it, or,
Yeah.
John Wick fans, or even The Matrix, like you like it, but it's just, you don't develop the type of relationships you kind of develop, as a genre fan with the movies themselves.
Right.
Might be wrong on that. Just
No,
like
you're
that.
right.
But anyway, so I got to say, man, one of my personal nostalgic feelings, greatest of all time, is the Creepazoid flick, and I think I might have spoken about this before. Growing
Attaboy,
up, my
Tom
buddy
Hardy.
had a poster of Creepazoid,
Okay.
and it's just such a badass poster.
It is.
It's got this dude fighting off this giant fucking alien,
Yeah.
and there's this hot chick with fucking great cleavage behind him.
Yep.
I still remember the tagline. It says, "Move over, aliens. Here comes the Creepazoids." And, man, neither of us ever saw the flick. And every time I'd go to, like, a random video store, I'd look for it. If you remember, there was a time when, like, everybody had a video store. Like,
Oh, yeah.
7-Eleven had a video
Yeah.
store. Safeway had a little fucking video
Yeah,
on it. And
yeah.
I would check every fucking where.
It's true.
And, I'd go to the used record stores. Let's see if the new album is out. Hey, I'm going to check to see if they got VHS. I'm going to see if I can find that Creepazoid flick. I probably did that for a good 7 to 8, maybe 9 years, and I finally fucking found it. I rented I bought the sumbitch
Yeah,
from Record City in
there you
Las
go.
Vegas.
Record City.
Plug that fucking, man, what a...
Oh,
Considering how much
Yeah,
I built
I'm
it up
sorry.
in my fucking head, it
I am
was
sorry.
not that great. man.
Nope.
But the whole search for it, just became such a thing. I got strong.
I get you there, Tom Hardy. I had a similar experience with Return of the Living Dead. I rented it once. I was probably, maybe 9 years old. And again, the stoner there would just let me do whatever I wanted. So I rented it, popped it in. It legitimately frightened me because I'd never seen fast-moving, talking, somewhat sexy zombies before. So I was like, oh, shit. And then Warehouse Records was there, but I couldn't find... By the time I got to like my mid-teen, 15, 16, where I was actually going out and purchasing these, I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I finally bumped into it. I was at a Safeway, and they had just like a random VHS bin. And I was like, oh, shit, $13.
nice.
Money in the bank. Got it, took it home, pulled my dick out to the Linnea Quigley scene, of course. After that, I was like, oh, this is actually a comedy. This isn't nearly as frightening as I remember. This is actually kind
It's still so good.
It is. You can't beat it. I don't think you're going to find... with the exception of possibly The Crow, and I don't mean to go off on a tangent here, a bigger drop-off in a franchise from one installment to the next.
Oh, I like two.
What do you...
I really like two.
Really?
Well, the biggest selling point for me, of course, every time I think of it fondly, I always reflect upon the same two doofi that are in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
So honestly,
Half-wits, sir. They are half-wits.
Yeah.
So honestly, my whole love for it may be wrapped around those two idiots.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved that if they hadn't watered it down so much. That is part two is basically a kids movie. There is zero boobs, next to no gore. The zombies are so nerfed that like really it doesn't take. You can be like, hey, what's that over there? And then you take off the other way and you're good. You know what I mean? That's the problem I had with it. At least the first one had some balls on it. I don't know. That's just my opinion though. GP'd again. Tom Hardy called back a third time. Double GP'd.
Double fucking Pete. Hell no.
Oh, what?
All right,
Okay.
sorry. Just throwing on there. Yeah, so I just had a great nostalgia for that flick. You know, but man, you know, like the flick itself, not great, but the stunt was so much so that I was at a horror convention and I could never find the Creepazoids poster, but I bought the Creepazoid laser disc.
Wow.
So I could put it on the wall like a fucking poster. Yes, not a DVD, a fucking laser disc. I still got that motherfucker hanging in my garage.
Holy
Never
shit.
owned a laser disc player in my life. The closest I get. Yeah, the other one, and I'll try and make this real quick. I'm sorry, going on a bit on Creepazoids there, but another one that really got some nostalgic feelings, and I know I go on about this shit, but fucking Witchboard.
I had a feeling
first time I saw that flick, with some buddies, we were fucking hanging out, watching this fucking movie, and, you know, it's not to get too fucking nostalgic here about, but I guess that's what it's about, you know, like, I just really felt fucking connected to the fucking jackass characters and their stupid exploits, and some of them shared names with the buddies I was with.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
It just fucking really stuck with me, you know?
Nice.
I know I'd go on about that flick, and maybe that's why I like it. But
sure.
Anyway, those are just two of the fucking real nostalgic. But hey, I don't want to go on forever.
No, you're fine.
Hope all is well. Love you like family. Bye now.
Love you too, Tom Hardy. Thanks for calling in, man.
Smooches.
Hell yeah.
It's funny. And that's something I don't really understand, but I'm still kind of wrapped up in myself, is how is it that we as horror fans get so like sucked into this subgenre that it's just almost not necessarily all encompassing, but you don't see action fans connecting with movies the way that we do.
You don't. So one of my favorites, probably my favorite non-horror movie is Good Will Hunting. Mm-hmm. Nobody is wearing a Good Will Hunting shirt.
No, you can't find it.
But we live, breathe, and wear our passion for horror.
Mm-hmm.
How is that?
It's strange, isn't it?
It is. Romantic comedy. There's no romantic comedy conventions. Mm-hmm. There's the occasional sci-fi convention. Well, it all kind of bleeds into this new nerd subverse of cosplay and Doctor Who and Star Trek.
Yeah, there's kind of a crossover there.
Yeah, but there's not... Well, I guess that kind of counts, but I don't know, man. It's always been fascinating to me that we do what we do, but nobody else can seem to figure it out.
Yeah.
As far as like movie categories go. Right on, Tom Hardy. Thank you very much for sharing and calling in. You can get a hold of us now, mail@paddedroompodcast.com, or what you can do, you can go to paddedroompodcast.com. You can click on the little inmate lounge tab there, set yourself up a profile. It's like fucking Facebook. You understand that? It's like Facebook without all the fact-checking and the pending approval and all that horse shit. It's just for us, man. We don't want to see your penis, though. And we don't want any scat stuff.
He's lying.
Maybe a little penis.
A little penis or a little penis?
A little bit of
little dwarf penis?
Small penis and then a little amount of it. That is what we are allowed to tolerate. Or you can do it that way. Also, the mental health hotline is still alive and well. Area code 775-387-0275. Let us know what you think of things and movies you saw and whatever else you want to talk about. In the meantime, fellas, you ready to get into a movie?
You bet.
Let's get it on.
Welcome to my Halloween Monster Marathon with me, your host, Malvolia, the Queen of Screams. Does he always wear that mask? All the time.
Definitely a good way to cap off Halloween night.
I don't have any candy.
All those naughty kids love their Halloween.
The scarecrow. It's still here. Run, Mikey! Run!
That's right, boys. We are talking about 1031 from 2017. Came in at 4.7 stars. Written and directed by Brett DeJager. I don't know. Stars a bunch of nobodies. Don't worry about it. And it's an anthology piece.
It is.
It is. It's streaming. We found it streaming on Tubi. From what I understand, Alan watched it also. It's also low budget as shit. Mm-hmm. We start off with the big wraparound, which isn't really that big of a wraparound. We have a couple of kids watching TV, presumably after they've gone trick-or-treating Halloween night, and they've got the local creature feature going on, complete with a horror host, which is cool. Mm-hmm. In this case, it's the lady Malvolgia, who is an actual creature feature host out of Pennsylvania.
Is she?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So there's that. That's kind of fun. Mm-hmm. I assume this production is Pennsylvania based. They're probably all like local short film directors or indie film directors. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but whenever a movie takes place on Halloween, at some point somebody is going to be watching Night of the Living Dead. Have you noticed that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. We're going to get there.
Well, it's an easy way for them to kind of look legit.
Sure.
Just because there was no rights to it.
Right. But what I like about this one is that they didn't put any of the actors from The Night of the Living Dead in the credits or on the IMDb page. Can't say that about every movie we've watched, like, say, Birdemic, that put Tippi Hedren in their credits.
That's true. That's true.
God damn it. It's fine. So here comes Malvolgia, and she is going to introduce us to a series of short films. She's your exactly what you'd expect from a late-night female horror host. Double dose of cleavage, acting as creepy as she possibly can. She's got like a dry ice drink, and she's... Hello, boils and ghouls. She's doing her best impression of the Crypt Keeper.
Calling everybody her victims.
Of course. It's very, very creepy. Gotta love it. We here in Reno have...
we're lucky to have.
We have our own horror host. His name is Zombo. I think you gotta stay up till like 4:30 to find him on a Saturday night. He used to go up against Saturday Night Live on Saturdays. About 11:30... He's been going for like 50 years, though. You know what I mean?
I talked to him on the phone.
Yeah.
And it was so disappointing because he said he has no interest in horror movies.
Yeah, no.
He just got pulled into it as a gig.
Yeah.
And then I asked, why is Zombo spelled with 2 O's? Wouldn't that be Zombu? And he said, because it turned out that there was already a Zombo, so we had to alter the spelling.
Yeah.
I'm like, everything about this conversation is letting me down.
I've met him a few times. I used to have a Zombo shirt, but I think I used it as a rag or something. I think you can find Zombo's House of Horrors online now somewhere. I don't know, man. It's fine.
Sure.
It is what it is, I suppose.
That it is.
So there you have it. She's going to lead us right into our anthology of stories here. These are a bunch of short films. The first one is called The Old Hag. Basically what we have, I think they all take place on Halloween night, or they are supposed to. Some of them are a little more vague about what night exactly is happening. But the first one is called The Old Hag. You have a couple of aspiring filmmakers / commercial production type of dudes.
Yeah.
And they've got a late night meeting with an owner of a bed and breakfast to film a commercial for her bed and breakfast. None of that makes sense to me, but that's fine. It's on Halloween night, of course. House is very creepy. It looks like, at least the exterior of it looks like
Very creepy.
Very creepy. Looks like something you'd find in like a fucking romance novel, I guess. I don't know. It's very gothic and kind of colonial. It's maybe a New Orleans vibe. I don't know. But they go there. They're sitting in her parlor waiting for her to finish her phone call. She comes in. We meet these guys. It's Kevin and Russell. And Kevin is the skinny white guy. Russell's the big black guy. They don't really know what they're doing. They think it's a pitch meeting. They've drawn up a storyboard and kind of things like that. And, we'll come back. If you agree to it, then we'll come back. Eventually, the lady comes in. Her name's Catherine, and she's like, well, you know what? I don't think I need to hear any more. You guys are hired, but let's go ahead and shoot this tonight. I want to get this knocked out. This needs to be on the air as soon as possible. They're like, okay, well, we can't turn down a paycheck, so sure, we'll go ahead and shoot it tonight. They brought all their equipment with them. I don't know why you would do that for just a pitch meeting or an estimate.
I think the guy said something about, you asked us to bring all of our equipment,
okay,
so that you could tell that we were serious or professionals.
It was legit equipment.
Okay. If I was in their shoes, I would. That sounds like I'm about to get robbed.
Maybe. Well, you know what? I guess it's actually logical. If her intent is to get them to stay overnight,
right?
She has to get them there prepared to shoot the commercial.
Okay.
So she gave them that horseshit story about, you need to bring your equipment just so I can vet you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
makes sense.
Wow, I can't believe how tight that is.
It makes
this movie.
It makes sense from her end, not from their end.
Right.
Because if I'm the filmmakers, no. You want me to bring all my shit so you can point a gun at me and take it.
Yeah.
So that's if I'm in any way serious about this, it's probably at least $3,000-$4,000 worth of cameras. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'll show you pictures of it on my cell phone, but that's
Kids
all you
aren't
get.
going to think that, though.
Oh, I don't know.
If you're desperate for a check.
I guess so. Anyway, she's like, yeah, you guys are in. Let's go ahead and shoot this thing right now. She looks at the storyboards and all that. They're like, oh, God, yeah, sure. So immediately, Russell, the black guy, starts seeing like a shadowy figure like looming at him from upstairs. And it's a big Victorian house, so, all that. They start poking around looking for, setting up shots and stuff like that. He walks into a bathroom, and I could have swore I saw a nipple here for a second. Did you guys see a nipple?
It's possible.
My eyes don't laser in on
the nipples
on a mere nipple the way yours do.
I know. Yours are more focused towards cocks.
Yes.
Thought I saw a pubic hair. I could have swore I saw it. Buddy, did you get a nipple?
I want to say I saw something. I was like, did I just see what I thought I saw?
It took me a minute to figure out.
I didn't rewind it, though.
Yeah, no, me neither. But it's like, wait a minute, because all you see is like something behind a shower curtain, and it's all foggy. And then like the head turns, and you're like, okay, that's a head. But then there's like a rack that goes with it for a second. Anyway, Russell's like,
Does it make you happier if there was a nipple?
I'd be a little more excited about it. I don't know.
There was a nipple.
Maybe. Okay. I don't know if it was a good nipple or not. Anyway, Russell's like, oh, God, shit, I'm so sorry. And he takes off. This shadowy figure kind of shows up on one of the shots that they shot. And then basically they've been shooting. Russell continues to get more and more freaked out as the night goes on. It's now like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and
the lady's doing horrible fake yawning.
Of course,
it's
terrible,
man.
And all of it. I mean,
yawning
it was making me yawn.
Is hard to fake.
Yeah, I would imagine,
and she's not good at it.
No, I don't know. Why would you even do that? You know what I mean?
Explained it later, but
I know. But just be like, hey, look real tired. Okay, fair enough.
Nailed it. Cut.
I'm so tired, guys. I'm so sorry.
Are you tired?
No.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's very creepy with all the... It's an old lady that keeps showing up on the footage, but Russell's the only one that can see it. At one point, he has to get out of a shot, so he ducks into a side room where he hears a weird voice, and then he jumps out real quick because he's terrified. It's now 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and Kevin's like, you know what? We're just going to stay here tonight. She said we could, so it's cool. And Russell's like, no, I'm not staying here. No fucking way. They go to bed. Kevin gets strangled by the old lady, and then Russell kind of wakes up in the middle of it because it's a nightmare. But as he wakes up, the old lady is like looming over him. The old lady looked like somebody wearing the witch mask from Halloween 3, but not green. It was like regular flesh colored. Mm-hmm. And then she strangles Russell, and then we get like right outside the door as that's happening is Catherine, the lady that owns, and she's like, I'm so sorry, guys. She won't let me sleep unless I bring somebody else in here for her to kill, and then I get one good night's sleep a year. And then she crashes on the couch, and the old lady kind of gives her a face pet. Sleep, child. And then that's the end of your first show there.
With the little head pop. Boom.
Oh, yeah, she pops up at the end.
I hate when they fucking do that.
Did it get you? Did you jump?
No.
Or is it just stupid?
It's
that was
just
stupid.
Ah.
It's the Bagul thing. They ruined a whole movie with that.
I don't think Sinister was ruined with that.
It's just so unnecessary. That was a really good movie without that.
Well, they were setting up a sequel. I mean, this clearly is not good. Well, there is a 1031 part 2. I don't think it has anything to do with the old hag.
Oh, you don't think
there is 3 of them.
There is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think the old hag shows up in part 2. That was kind of dumb, right? That whole thing. I mean, I don't want to take a shit on anybody, but there's like the premise was kind of weak, and
I was okay with the story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was okay with her visually.
I don't know.
The only part I didn't like was her popping back out, and then the whole sleep child thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, hell, she seems kind of nurturing.
Yeah, and if this is really a problem, why don't you just move out?
Or maybe, murder more people.
Or there's that too.
Yeah,
or
then you could get more than one night's sleep.
Yeah, have a field trip in there. Kill them all. You can sleep for a month, maybe.
There it is.
That leads us into our next story. This one is called Trespassers. Now, we start off with a very gratuitous green screen shot of the exterior of a movie theater. We then cut to what is supposed to be the interior of a movie theater, although it is blatantly somebody's apartment. And you can tell because there's a kitchen counter in the background.
Yeah.
But they did put up a sign like in the foyer that says double or what? Half price admissions tonight only for the horror fest or something like that. I can't.
Seems legit.
Totally. It's right next to the bathroom is where the horror fest is. Come on, man. If you can't get access to a movie theater, really you could have shot that like on somebody's porch and lose the whole movie theater thing. Just be like, hey, I had a great time at the movie theater. Yeah, me too. Hey, you want to do something scary? It's still Halloween. Okay, let's go do this. Come on. I'm just saying. I don't mean to shit on this one either.
Maybe it was cold. I
don't mean to shit on this one either. Anyway, we have a young couple coming out of the quote-unquote movie theater after the horror fest on Halloween night, and it's their first date. And they're both kind of disappointed with the movie, and they decide they want to... Well, the young lady decides she wants to do something more scary because it's Halloween. If it's your first date with a guy, and if you're into her, you kind of have to go along with whatever she says. So he's like, okay, let's go do something scary then. So she drives him out to... Apparently this is a small town this is taking place in, and he's like some kind of newcomer to the small town. So she's like, if you want to fit into the community, you got to know the local folklore. So she takes him out to this seemingly abandoned, although very well kept house in the middle of a cornfield, and she's like, "Oh, here's what happened. There was a family out here, and everything was cool when they moved in at first, but then a random scarecrow popped up in the cornfield, and from there everybody got real sick, and then the dad just went crazy and he killed everybody, and then he killed himself, and there's a probably a mass grave around here. Oh, come over here. I'm going to show you the actual scarecrow. It's very cool. So she takes him over there and shows him the scarecrow. And he's like, it's pretty good. What do you say we get the fuck out of here? He's trying to have sex with her. That's what's happening.
You don't say.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
At least a little stink finger, huh?
It's something, first date. Why not? But, if you get
Two in the pink, one in the stink.
Haunted Chalker.
Haunted Chalker.
Right at hey, lady. Boo! So he's willing to put up with it, and then eventually she's like, oh, here's where we're going to find out what happened. I'm going to cut a piece off of this thing, and then we're going to get the real story. So she starts cutting the scarecrow down from its perch, and then when it kind of hits the ground, and she's like, I'm going to cut the mask off it, and she finds out that it's actually a dead body. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, shit, what's happening? I don't know. And he's like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. Jesus, we should call the cops or something. And then the scarecrow pops up, and it turns into a vampire, and it bites her. And then we find out that this dude actually knows a lot more than he's letting on. He's like, oh, you should have just left it up there, you fucker. That perch thing is a big cross, and if you put it on the cross, then it keeps it permanently weakened. And the dad that was here, his family got bit by, they didn't get sick, they got bit by vampires, so he had to kill him, and then he killed himself too, because he probably got bit while he was killing his family. So he did the right thing, and if you fuckers would have just left it, and they could have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. And then out of nowhere, a random couple like rednecks come up and kill him while he's giving the speech and put him up on the make him the scarecrow, as if to say. And I think he lit her body on fire. It was kind of insinuated, right? Because it was he put something on fire.
I got to be honest. I ain't remembering none of this.
You don't remember this?
Really? Like, I remember some of it, but it's also bleeding over into, we reluctantly watched that latest Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, no.
So unfortunately, this is like blending in with some of those memories.
Okay. You let Jeepers Creepers Reborn ruin 1031
Apparently.
for you. Fuck.
I remember the whole story about the, putting them up on the cross, and
right?
And all of that shit. I don't remember fuck all about a damn vampire or nothing.
Yeah, it was, well, I don't think they ever used the word vampire, but it was very Nosferatu looking when it popped back up, right?
I just remember when he like darted away. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Big pussy.
Big pussy. And then he goes back. He's like, oh shit, he's actually doing something.
Well, yeah. Then she got bit, and then after he goes on this big
tangent.
No, I expect you to die, Mr. Bond rant of his. She looks up when she's got blood red eyes, and then he buries the axe in her head, and then I think he lit her corpse on fire, but then here comes the
I remember the fire, but I don't remember what that was from.
There was he put something on fire. I assume it was her corpse. Then the redneck family that was alluded to during the drive up shows up and kills him and puts him up on the cross as if to say, you're now the vampire, and they put the sack head thing on him, and
his eyes lit up.
Yeah, so there you go. I didn't mind this one. I thought this one was all right. I think this one could have been like a full movie, I feel like, just going off of that story. Yeah, it's fine.
I wish I could remember it.
Yeah. Maybe revisit it, or probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
The next one that we roll right into is called Killing the Dance, which is a weird title. I know. We start off with I'm going to be honest, a bit of a snatch, teenage daughter. Bit of a cunt bag, and she's on her way to work. It's her last night of work. She works at the local roller rink. It's Halloween night, of course. She's having a big party there. She's kind of sluttied up a little bit, and her kid brother is going to go with her. Something about this kid brother, though, buddy. Running around in a werewolf mask, using a voice modifier, and he's got himself a lightsaber. Random Halloween costume, if ever there was one.
Hey,
It's like somebody said, here's $14, go to the Dollar Street.
Buy as many things as you can.
Figure your shit out.
That's what I came back with.
That's what I got.
I'm a werewolf.
Hey, look at me.
Hello, Sydney. I'm your father.
I'm also 8 years old, so don't ask any questions. she's apparently she's got to take the kid brother with her. And once she gets to the roller rink, we find out that there's a whole subplot in play here. She plans on running away after tonight because there's also a very bitchy fight between her and her mom. Her
mom acted just like her.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, they were both kind of bitchy. But her mom's like, "You're not going out dressed like a whore," and she's like, "I'm going to work. Leave me alone." And then eventually, she just kind of charges past her mom. Takes her brother to work with her for the big Halloween party at the roller rink. They get to the roller rink. Jesus Christ. Was this place on fire the whole time?
I know.
Holy fuck all. I'm surprised there wasn't like some serious accidents just because people couldn't see. You know, you're roller skating at full speed and you can't see what's in front of you. Boom.
Yeah.
They get there. We get about 14 minutes of 80s music montage skating. There's one random hot chick skating around there, shaking her ass. She was pretty hot. We never catch her name other than she gets a lot of camera time.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Like it really kind of drug on.
Yeah, a lot of ass. A lot of her, doing this sexy wiggle thing.
It is very sexy.
Whatever.
Very sexy.
All right, I get it. There's a hot chick at the roller rink. We get a subplot of the teenage girl is trying to leave her boyfriend, who rolls up looking like Don Johnson from Miami Vice, but with like
cut off shorts,
short shorts on, which is a weird ensemble to roll out with. Which begs the question: is this taking place in the 1980s, or is this a retro 80s night that's happening here? Because if it took place in the 80s, I don't feel like he'd be wearing short shorts, unless he's trying to be ironic, in which case, sure, you're kind of funny with your short shorts and your Don Johnson getup.
I remember a lot of cutoffs short because they were cutoffs.
Sure, but not with the sports jacket and the rolled up sleeves. I don't know.
I think he was ahead of his time.
Okay, good for him.
Although I do think their television was like a flat panel.
Yeah, that might say something. Anyway, it's party time. Everybody's skating around. The fog machines are going fucking ballistic. There's the hot chick is skating around and she's like giving our teenage girl the fuck me eyes and everybody else the fuck me eyes too. The boyfriend is there. He's like, "Hey babe, we gonna fuck later." Woo!
Yeah, and he's like 15, 20 years older than her.
Easily, yeah. He's got like the 5 o'clock shadow and the mustache. She's like, "No, you fucking scumbag, get away." Yeah. They eventually close the skating rink down, and now they're having like a Halloween after party. Except that everybody that was there before the skating rink closed is still there for the after party. So why bother closing the skating rink?
Right.
I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. There's one random, I'm going to say old prospector type of skated like in a full body costume that looks like a
Luigi,
kind of like Gus Chickens from that Saturday Night Live sketch. You know what I mean?
Chickens.
It's me, Gus Chickens, and it's whoever this individual is like creepily peering at the hot chick and at the teenage girl.
Yeah,
and every now and then the boyfriend's like, "Who's that guy? Are we gonna fuck or not?" Ah! And they just keep going around and around, and again with the 80s music, and again with the hot chick, and again with the fucking strobe lights and the fog machine. And,
you almost need acid just to keep up with it.
I mean, there's a lot. This is a very montage-heavy situation.
Yeah.
And occasionally we get snippets of the kid brother skating around with his werewolf mask on and his voice thingy. "You can't leave and take me. You got to take me with you." Make a long story short, we find out that our main girl was going to basically run away, leave her mother and brother behind, and the boyfriend. She was planning on running away with the random hot chick that doesn't talk. We know that because at one point the random hot chick hands her a note that says, like, "I can't wait for later when we run away together." The boyfriend intercepts that, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? This is bullshit." But then the power goes out, and this is when our prospector individual chooses to strike. This is our killer. they choose to strike the hot chick first. They brought a straight razor with them, and they slash her all up, and then we get like a cool little kill montage of them running around killing random people until really the only ones left are the girl and the brother. The piece of shit boyfriend actually kind of steps up for a second. He's like, "Hey, take my car keys."
Yeah, he had no fear whatsoever.
Yeah, no. And then he
like this guy
tries to fight it off with his jacket, and he gets killed too. Good for him. And then the big battle between the teenage girl and the killer takes place, and of course we realize the killer is actually her mother, which you probably could have figured out by looking at the long hair that was bunned up underneath the prospector hat the whole time. And and then of course the little brother's mask comes off, and we find out that he is Freddy Krueger, but with Carrie powers, I guess. Right? He looks like Freddy Krueger. And he's got a big pulsating head, and then he goes, "Ah!" and then Mom's head explodes.
Yeah.
Didn't he shoot laser beams?
Was there a laser beam?
Out of his eyes?
I didn't see any laser beams.
I think I thought a laser beam shot her in the head and made her head explode.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
That makes more sense than what I got.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew. And then he puts his mask back on, and he's like, "Okay, sister, we're good." And then that's pretty much the end of that one. That one was all right.
Yeah, it was fine.
Lots of 80s
too much
stuff.
skating.
Good throwback stuff.
Too much skating, buddy.
A little too long with the one chick skating around in circles.
We really wanted to showcase that behind. We got a snazzy behind.
There was a lot of behind shaking.
that is the selling point of this short.
We need you to shake your ass.
Just keep shaking it. From there, we go to Halloween 1991, Duluth, Minnesota. We have a family Halloween gathering in tow. This really sucks because Halloween has been snowed out. And I imagine that happens a lot in Minnesota and Montana. Fuck that, man. That's bullshit. That would really ruin my childhood. There's a stand-up comedian that does a joke about having Halloween in Canada. He's like, you can't just be Spider-Man for Halloween. You got to be Spider-Man with a jacket.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And boots.
Yeah,
big old furry boots.
And
it's like Washington State. It rained all the time. We always had raincoats over our costumes.
Yeah. I'm Freddy Krueger under here. You hear me? I got my glove here somewhere. I got to take my sleeve off. So instead, it's like a family gathering, and kids are a couple of douchebags. They're, talking shit the whole time. They're trying to play some board game. I feel like somebody was trying to shoehorn a commercial for a board game in there, because the kid's like, yeah, it's bloody good fun. It's great. You're going to love it. Come play this game. I don't know. I didn't catch the name of the game. I don't really care either. They send the kids to bed. So it's the mom, the dad, 2 kids, and the mom's sister is there. Apparently they have a sauna in this house because the sister goes up and uses the sauna. Mom and dad are contemplating having some sexy time while the kids are in bed. While that's happening, they get one group of trick-or-treaters. They roll up, and apparently in Duluth, Minnesota, it's cool to just walk right into somebody's house for trick-or-treat, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
The costumes were pretty gnarly, though. They were all 20s stuff with weird papier-mâché masks. It just looked like people, but it had that creepy kind of feel to it. So they walk in, they give them candy, they send them on their way. It's great.
They sounded creepy, too,
they
their
did.
voices.
Sound like Jawas from Star Wars.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. They send them on their way, and then it's time for bed. Just after the kids go to bed, there's another supposedly group of trick-or-treaters, but when Mom answers the door, it's just a box out there. So she picks it up and opens it, and there's a Christmas tree ornament in it. She's like, God damn, it's Halloween. Too early for Christmas. So from there, she continues to get hammered. Dad's all horny, thinking about possibly hitting on the wife's sister, which would be a good move. The kids, however, go up and get in bed, and they are immediately met with Santa Claus, who shows up. He's like, ho, 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 kids.
You're the good one.
All these bad kids love Halloween. Good kids love Christmas. And he's laying in bed with them. Yay, yay, yay.
About to show him the old South Pole.
Yeah, right?
Oh, this just got dirty. While that's going on, the trick-or-treater kids go back into the house. Somehow they get back into the house. They murder the sister in the sauna, And now they're traipsing around. Eventually, they killed Dad by throwing a bunch of candy in the hallway, and he had like a weird nightstick situation. They catch him off guard and beat him to death with that. Mom manages to survive, and she makes it downstairs where there's a note on the refrigerator from her two kids. One of them says, "Hey, I'm going to the North Pole to help Santa. Don't worry about my brother. He's going with the trick-or-treat kids." And that's pretty much the end of that one. So, that's
good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not too into that.
Yeah, me either.
It's pretty dumb, actually. The last one is called it's pronounced Samhain, but I'm just going to call it the Sam Haines slasher. This one, I think, is probably the best of them. You've got a escaped murderer who is on the loose. He got out of jail, and he's out somewhere in this rural community. In the meantime, you have a teenage girl getting ready for a Halloween party. Naturally, some shit goes awry. And then on top of that, you have her dad who's like, "Hey, don't dress like a slut," but he's having like weird flashbacks about his wife committing suicide. That's neither here nor there. We get to the Halloween party, which looked like a pretty kick-ass Halloween party. Her and a bunch of our friends are using a Ouija board upstairs, while the killer actually makes his way into the party using a mask he took off of some dead kid, I assume. That mask kicked ass. I really like that mask. It was like a face, but it is. But I don't even know how to describe it. It was kind of vampire-esque, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cool looking.
It was pretty dope. Kills a bunch of dudes. While the chick is up there, like messing around with the Ouija board, she starts getting like these premonition-style visions of like dead people and stuff like that. Make a long story short, the killer manages to kill everybody at the party, go back, like obsesses over her, follows her home, and kills her dad. And then he escapes into the cornfields again while everybody's out looking for him. I know I glazed through a lot on that one, but we're already knocking on the door of an hour 20, so that's pretty much. And then, of course, we get the end wraparound of Malvolgia saying, "That's it for me, kiddies. Have a good Halloween." And then we realize that the two kids at the beginning have apparently murdered their parents and are now walking off into the night to find somebody else to kill, I imagine. What did you guys think of 1031?
I won't be watching that again.
Oh,
it had some good like Halloween vibes in it.
Sure,
but overall is pretty lackluster.
Very low budget, I think, is my biggest problem with it. If I had to pick a favorite out of these, it would probably be the Samhain slasher. I wasn't mad at Trespassers. The rest of these are pretty dumb. I'm sorry.
Which one's the skating one?
That would be Killing the Dance.
Okay. That was my favorite one.
Little ambitious, I felt like, that one.
Well, they had to blow their wad on one of the segments.
Sure. I guess so. You'd think they could have squeezed some tits in there. But one of them, somewhere. That would help
that
a lot.
one nipple.
In the first one?
Nipple. I can't say for sure if that was a nipple or not. It's not that great, guys. It's fine. It's no Tales of Halloween. I feel like that's probably, as far as Halloween anthologies go, unless you're counting Trick or Treat, that's probably about as good as it gets. This one is low budget, probably like local filmmakers from the Pennsylvania area, I would assume. I feel
same
like
people that made Blood Beat.
That was Wisconsin.
That's right,
sir.
it was Wisconsin.
Consult your graphic novel, why don't you? I say unless you're like fiending for like an anthology based around Halloween, probably somehow there's two more of these too, which is interesting. I did like
same makers, or do we know?
I would imagine.
Would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Why not check it out? It's something to put on maybe while you're folding the clothes.
Yeah, I couldn't find part 3 anywhere but their website to buy it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you bought it?
No, I'm going to watch part 2 and we'll see where it goes from there.
Oh, Okay, I don't think I'm going to watch
Need
it.
a nice lenticular box set.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
If it has like flapping wings.
Flapping wings were sold.
Maybe like a jack-o'-lantern that you can open or close. Right on. Check it out if you feel it. We found it streaming on Tubi. If anybody's interested, I'm sure it's out there in other places too. We're going to take us a little break, and we will come back with some other stuff.
just to commit more crime. A businessman is caught with 24 kilos. He's out on bail and out of jail, and that's the way it goes. Athletes rejected, governors corrected, gangsters, thugs, and smugglers
Hey, inmates. If you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
We are back, my dudes. Mm-hmm. Did that put you more or less in the mood for Halloween? Or not?
Oh, more.
I kind of got into a Christmas vibe with that one story.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I feel sorry for kids in Minnesota and Canada.
No, we've been having a lot more kind of like Halloween stuff kicking off in the house already.
Are you?
Yeah, we've really been watching like Trick or Treat a lot,
Attaboy.
having it playing in the background.
Nice.
We just bought tickets to go to, since this may be the last year we're on the West Coast, we just bought tickets to go to Disney for Halloween.
Nice.
So we're going
very
to
cool.
go down there and do the Oogie Boogie Bash type thing.
You doing a Halloween Horror Nights too?
No, I ain't doing that.
Why not?
Because I'm a pussy.
Oh, come on. God damn it, Jason. That sucks.
No, we're already there's a lot of Halloween stuff going on right now.
There is. I'm into it. This didn't really do anything for me, though, as far as Halloween. Right on. Well, are you guys ready for 3 on a meat hook?
Yes,
you
sir.
betcha.
Let's get it going.
Three on a meat hook.
This week's meat hook, top 3 anthology horror films. Buddy, give me number 3, big guy.
Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye.
Yeah.
Went old school on us.
Yeah.
Wow.
I enjoy
Drew
Cat's
Barrymore.
Eye.
I like Cat's Eye. Anything with James Woods.
That's
Yeah.
the best segment.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. That fucking little guy that is terrorizing Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
He looks like some kind of a fucking D&D thing,
Yeah,
right?
he does.
I mean, not to besmirch D&D, but he's
Damn
really
right
not
you ain't.
Whoa. He's not that scary.
No.
What I really liked about it, though, was the opening credits.
With a cat?
No, with all the little Stephen King nods.
Oh, yeah.
Like Christine pulls up and almost runs the cat over for a second, and then it takes off and does some other shit. I like that. And again, James Woods having to walk around the building. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not afraid of heights, but I feel like I would probably shit my pants trying to do that. I'll quit smoking. Yeah, that seems so much easier to me. I will just stop. No more cigarettes. Go walk around the building. Fuck you. What do you think, Jay? Number 3.
Oh, let's see. My number 3 is... Oh, boy. Skip me. Go to Buddy. I got to get my list up there.
Okay. I'll give you my number 3 then. Creepshow 2.
I mean yours, sorry.
Yeah, let's go to me. Creepshow 2 for me, my man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it because of that?
It's just because of the fucking raft.
Yeah.
That's the best one of all of them to me.
Out of all the creep shows?
No. Well,
or just those
that
3?
film.
Yeah. I mean, the Chief Woodenhead is more of a moral tale.
Yeah.
That didn't do nothing for me.
No, and I guess to a certain extent, so is that Hitchhiker one. But, man, the thing in the lake. Just what really got me about that is I really love watching it now. It's very silly. But seeing when those kids got by that thing, they look like they are suffering.
Yes.
If Michael Myers kills you, he stabs you in the heart and you're dead. And that's it. Same thing with Jason Voorhees. He'll cut your head off, boom, done. That thing just grabs you and it holds you, and if you're lucky, it drowns you, which also sucks. If you're not lucky, you get slowly dissolved into that fucking... Are you fucking kidding me?
And you can't escape it.
No, and if you do stay on the raft, that other guy's going to probably rape you, which is also a thing.
If it wasn't for that segment, that'd be a pretty weak sequel. Though.
It would.
Yeah.
It would. And out of those three tales, that The Raft is the only one that was actually written by Stephen King. The rest are just pickups.
Oh, okay.
So there's that. Man. Creepshow 2. Fucked me up for like a whole summer. You got number 3 ready for us, Jim?
My number 3, Southbound.
Southbound. Okay.
I have to go off of movies that I could rewatch.
Okay.
When it comes to anthologies, and Southbound is just a fun movie to watch.
It is.
I just really enjoy watching it.
Right on.
Yeah.
I dig it too.
I get it.
Yeah. How about number 2, buddy?
Well, that's the reason why that one is my number 2.
Whoa!
It's my number 2 also. Jason. God damn it, Jason. Yeah, man, that one's great. I think my favorite is the deserted hospital where the fucking pranksters are trying to walk the poor guy through doing surgery.
Yeah.
And finally, after the girl dies, they're like, I gotcha, you fucker.
Yeah.
And those Reaper things in the desert, like the way, I mean, they all kind of tie in, those ones. But the way it wraps around at the very end, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
A lot of high points in that one.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went in with pretty low expectations. I never thought it was a movie that I could rewatch, but makes my list.
Love it.
That's
good.
Love
that one.
My number 2, since both of you have given yours up, is The House That Dripped Blood.
Wow, kicking it old school.
Wow.
That's the one I rewatched today.
Okay.
That is a good movie.
You like that?
It's really good.
I might have to revisit that.
Like each segment, and I mean the wraparound a little.
Yeah.
No, it's good, but each segment is really good. It really comes off as a grown-ups anthology. It is an oddly mature movie to watch.
Okay.
Except for the zaniness of the vampire segment.
That's pretty dumb.
There's a lot of strings attached to things.
And I mean just the idea, my dad's a vampire.
Oh, this was a guy with a cloak. He gets like a vampire's cloak.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which one? I'm thinking there's another
I've
one.
mentioned this movie to you before, and you thought it was a different
there's
movie.
There's a lot of similar, it's like a Hammer style.
It's a very Hammer style.
There's like...
Because you've got Christopher Lee in it. You've got...
I think Peter Cushing's
in there. You got the Pete Pertwee guy.
Yeah. Is one of them involve a wax museum?
A wax museum.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now
and then you've got one with a daughter who's like a witch.
Yes.
And she makes a voodoo doll of her dad.
Yeah.
Really good all around. Really good.
All those Hammer style anthologies kind of bleed together a little bit for me.
And just a little something I noticed today. This was kind of fun. So we appreciate Scream for being very meta and kind of realizing and then poking fun at other movies in the genre and stuff. They did this in this movie. John Pertwee, he's talking about how he's seen all the Dracula movies and they're all great. And then he says, well, the Bela Lugosi, not this new fellow. And it's funny because Christopher Lee is in this movie and played Dracula.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Like even back in 1970, 71 when this came out, like they were playing with their own little inside joke.
I get that. That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Right on.
So that's my number 2.
All right. How about number 1, buddy?
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat. I figured that was going to show up on quite a few. So this brings
Is
me
that
to
your number 1?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it brings me to a delicate question as to what exactly we can call an anthology. Because
I don't know why you don't recognize Trick or Treat as an anthology.
I'm not saying I don't recognize it as an anthology. I just have to say wonder what the qualifying factors of an anthology is. Because if we're going to call Trick or Treat an anthology, then we have to call Pulp Fiction an anthology. Because while there are
it is
many different tales, they all kind of weave together into a linear storyline if you can kind of put the pieces together correctly in your own head.
Okay.
So there's that. Oh, that's fine. I dig it. I love it. It's a good show.
But how do you think it's more of an outlier than, or what is your classification of because you've said this before, like probably 2 other times, where you didn't know if you really considered that an anthology.
The reason one of my qualifying factors for an anthology would be a beginning and an end of each segment and a wraparound in between each segment. Take, for example, Creepshow. When I guess we call him the Creeper now, pops up in those silly animated segments, you know that one is done and we're moving on to the next one.
Okay, like the break in between each one.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Like in The House of Drip Blood, like that wraparound isn't just at the front and end. It's in between each.
So
each
1031,
segment.
how would you say that one? Because that's just a front and end.
Right. But there is a beginning and an end to each segment. They don't weave in and out of each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like in Trick or Treat or Pulp Fiction, really you are dealing with a linear storyline. It's very involved, and it involves many different sections and characters.
Each story has its own beginning and conclusion.
Right, but it's part of a bigger story.
No, that bigger story is its own separate story with its own beginning, midpoint, and end.
Right, but the characters from the bigger story weave in and out of the smaller stories. So while there are different stories happening, it's all still part of one timeline. It's all still part of one big plot. Very intricate and very involved with the different segments,
right,
but still one big plot. As opposed to a creep show, bang, bang, bang.
Just like your qualification for what makes a sequel, or no,
a franchise.
A franchise. I strongly disagree with your opinions on anthologies.
You are welcome to do so. Right on. No, I love Trick or Treat. What's your favorite part of that one? Probably the werewolf chicks, right? I mean, it's hard to beat that, man.
Yeah.
God damn, they're hot. God damn, they're hot. That's probably my high point right there.
Yeah, the werewolves are great.
The Brian Cox sequence was great. Where Sam actually shows up.
Mm-hmm.
I like where the nerdy girl, the Samhain girl, goes with the other kids down to the bus wreck.
Yeah. That's creepy as shit, dude. That would be me. I would be the one goading everybody else to go do it, but at the last second, I'd probably
bail.
be like, it's fucking cold out here. I'm going to go get my jacket. I'll be right back. You guys go ahead, though. I'll catch up. My number one, VHS.
Yeah.
That is a classic anthology with a beginning and an each one. I think it's hard to beat that first one with the harpy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I don't think the other segments are as strong as the harpy. Is she a harpy or a siren?
I always thought of her as a harpy.
Yeah, I guess she could be.
In order to be a siren, I think you have to sing or something, or at least wail. Something I don't know. I don't know what sirens do, but I think it involves like screaming or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the best out of that entire franchise, or maybe not the entire franchise.
I like 94 the best.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that one's strong as shit too. Now that I think about it.
Which one's that class scene? Like they're in the classroom.
Oh, the cult one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like a whole cult compound.
Yeah.
That was in the first one also.
Okay.
That one's pretty bad. Until you see the demon at the end. The demon looks very dumb. It's got like a foam rubber head, and when it chases you, it kind of wobbles.
Yeah.
There's that. But up until that point, there's like a whole cult thing, and the guys are trying to get an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go VHS. How about number one, Jay?
Number one for me, Trick or Treat.
I knew it. I knew he was going to say that.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
Sarah, it's just so good. Yeah, Sarah
got anything?
Her number one also was Trick or Treat. Her number 3 was All Hallows Eve.
Oh, okay. Wow. The first one?
Yes.
Art the Clown?
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Her number 2 is Mortuary Collection.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
That's a fun movie.
That is a good one. Fuck.
She's like, you can't beat that exploding dick. So.
There is that. Inmates, we would love to know what your top 3 horror anthologies are. The mental health hotline is area code 775-387-0275. Or you get us on the new and improved email. Find that at mail.paddedroompodcast.com. And let us know what you think. In the meantime, we're going to tell you what movies we got to watch this week in a little segment called What Are You Looking At?
What are you looking at?
How about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
Was it good or was it poo?
Give get out.
Was it a Winnie or was it a Pooey?
Oh,
Both of you, get out. It's got everything you want from a slasher movie. Kills are pretty rock solid. Plenty of boobs in there. Plenty of hot chicks.
He looks terrible.
He does. It strikes me as a dude in a Winnie the Pooh mask.
It almost looks like if you were to make a porno version of Winnie the Pooh, that's what he would look like.
I guess. I don't know. I don't want to think about a porno version of Winnie the
You
Pooh.
and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals.
And it'd be a scat fetish film.
I'm sure it would be something gross.
Winnie's Pooh.
Oh, come on.
Oh, gross.
Get out of here.
Oh, man.
It's as far as slashers go, it's pretty good. If you're looking for the novelty of Winnie the Pooh being adapted into a slasher, it's probably going to be lost on you. I could have swore Piglet was a girl. Am I wrong in assuming that?
Am I
misgendering?
Figured it was asexual.
I mean, I don't know. It sounded vaguely feminine, as I recall. I don't know.
I didn't know it spoke.
And I could have swore Piglet did talk, right?
I don't know.
In the original cartoons. In this one, it just oinks.
Oh, yeah. Is it all Pooh?
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Eeyore. Eeyore was the depressed one.
Eeyore's the depressed one.
Yeah.
The manic depressed.
Pretty much. Hello, Pooh. It's fine. It's a decent horror show.
Yeah.
You know, don't expect like much as far like the whole premise is that Christopher Robin stopped showing up in the forest, which kind of robbed them of the child imagination that was nourishing them. So they began to starve. Thus, they had to murder Eeyore and eat him. And once that happened, they gained a taste for human flesh and swore vengeance against Christopher Robin.
Why would eating a donkey give you?
Because they just after that they just started killing people, I assume.
Okay.
And then from there, Christopher Robin does come back, and they capture him, and they're torturing him. And then somehow this bachelorette party stumbles onto the scene, and blood and chaos. Piglet does get down with a sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah?
That was pretty dope.
Nice.
That is a pretty cool little sequence. As far as a horror film goes, it's fine. If you're looking for some kind of Winnie the Pooh fanfare, like I said, to me, it strikes me much more as a big guy in a Winnie the Pooh mask.
Yeah.
The facial articulation isn't there. Same thing with Piglet. Piglet's now got these big tusks, and it oinks.
Oh, weird.
And it's got the aesthetic of a big, fat, angry guy.
See, I remember, I want to say Piglet sounded like a really old, shy gay man.
Okay, all right.
in the cartoon.
That is the most wildly specific example you could have given. An unemployed, mid-40s, possibly
Got a small limp to the left.
dealing with mother issues. I say it's worth checking out if I've sparked your curiosity. I had to rent it on Amazon Prime, but as far as a horror movie goes, you could do a lot worse, I would say. That's all I'm looking at, fellas. Jason, what do you got?
Watch House of Darkness.
Okay, what'd you think? Too Justin Longy?
He was a little too extra Justin Long, but without him, the movie was really boring. It's not very good.
You didn't like it?
No. It's very, and I love a slow burn, but
Sure.
man, that movie crawled. And then you got to the end, which you pretty much saw coming anyway.
So once the two females tell you what their names are, I know what you're doing here.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
It really let me down. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
All right.
Fucking Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
Why
man.
did you do that? Why would you do that? I told you not to do it.
Had to be done.
Everybody else told you not to do it. You did it anyway.
Had to be done.
All right.
Boy, this movie is bad.
Wow.
He looks so terrible.
He's not intimidating.
Why do they not have his clothes?
I don't know.
Like he had to go get like hobo clothes off of a scarecrow.
I don't know.
And the unfortunate thing was that, and this bothered me more than anything, was that the hat was made out of like electrical tape.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a cool leather hat, you know?
No.
He had a nice coat.
Yeah.
His face looked like shit. The prosthetics were terrible. The CGI,
The green
I
screen.
felt like I was anally raped with CGI in this movie.
That's a fair assessment.
It's terrible. Like, everything about this movie is bad.
There's a lot to hate about it. My biggest complaint was the green screen.
Yeah,
and it is
bad.
blatant and it is obvious.
In areas where you wouldn't need it.
That's what I'm saying. You're green screening in a field. You're going to tell me you can't find a field to go shoot in?
Go to a field.
Get the fuck
Stand
out of
in front of a tree.
You cheap assholes.
Yeah. They probably don't know how to light it. Well, and that's proven because when they get inside the house there at the end, that thing is so bright. And like there's no electricity in there. I know some sun rays are coming in.
Sure.
But you can tell they do not know how to light a scene at all. It's really bad.
I agree.
Let's see. Watched The Room on Shudder. This was okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was decent.
It's
about a room where you make wishes.
But you can't leave the house with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was decent. I enjoyed it. House of Drip Blood. A non-horror movie. I just want to mention this movie because it's really fucking good. It's Bob Odenkirk and Nobody.
Okay.
For anybody who hasn't seen this movie, it's basically an older, more geriatric John Wick. It's phenomenal.
Nice.
It's a really fucking good action movie.
Cool.
Wow.
That's it.
All right, buddy.
Nothing this week.
Fair enough. How about some immersion therapy then?
Immersion therapy.
The Thing from 2011, buddy.
The Thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not as mad at it as a lot of people are. It's a thing when you get into these sacred, and we kind of touched on this with Tom Hardy earlier. When you mess with our home turf, like The Thing, movies that we hold dear, you're probably going to piss everybody off. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that we wouldn't love another installment, but there's no way you're going to live up to that original, you know? I'm not mad at it. I did really love the attention to detail that they put into the Norwegian base.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, I'm sure somewhere on YouTube there's like a side-by-side comparison of the original with the prequel. It's pretty much spot on. The axe in the door, the layout of the place, the smoldering fucking skin mess that was out front. Pretty nuts on, including the helicopter.
Love the ending.
Oh yeah, it's a perfect setup for it.
Yeah, rolls right into the Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked it.
Yeah, I'm not the only problem I have, and I know I said this before. The inside of the spaceship. I don't feel like we needed to see that.
No,
and
I was fine with them showing that there was a spaceship.
Sure.
But then it gets a little too zany once they get inside the spaceship.
Yeah, it turns into like a Art Deco labyrinth kind of a thing. It's very.
I'm like, that thing is not making architecture this good.
No way.
Have you seen those hands?
Yeah, come on now.
My only other complaint is that there at the end, the effects just got a little too. It looked like Scorpion King.
Yeah,
with The Rock.
Yeah.
It looked very similar to that.
Unfortunately.
And unfortunately, well, it was unfortunate because the effects I could buy most of the effects throughout the whole movie, right up until the end. They just had to go overboard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy it.
I mean, I guess if you're going to do that, you got to do it big. Unfortunately, I don't think it really worked out for him.
I'm watching this movie on the couch. Sarah's at the other end of the couch. She has not looked at that TV at all the entire time I'm watching this movie. She has got her nose buried in
She was giving you a blowjob. You can just say it.
She's got her nose buried in my balls.
She's got her nose buried on you. Yeah, I know.
She's doing social media bullshit. And it's like probably 95% through the movie. And then just out of nowhere, she randomly says, "This movie's dumb." I'm like, you ain't even fucking looked over there.
You can't just say that. My wife does the same thing to me. What is this horse shit you're watching? What is that? Some kind of a dead guy? Shocking. I'm leaving. I get it, man.
I like it.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not. A lot of people are really furious at this. I wasn't that mad at it at all. Buddy, what do you got for us this week, homeboy?
All right, this week, let's check out 2019's Velvet Buzzsaw. This is a thriller about the contemporary art scene of Los Angeles where big money artists and mega collectors pay a high price when art collides with commerce. And you'll find this gem on Netflix.
Check it out, inmates. We will do the same and compare notes next week. In the meantime, it is time to educate me.
Educating Miss Monica.
First, my clues from last week. I am a hot, somewhat gothic and disturbed young lady. I have a penchant for taking morbid photos with my somewhat less hot sister, and we have a good time with that. We've already made a suicide pact. We're all in until we're on our way home from one of our nutsack photo shoots, and I get bit by something. Now I'm horny, and I'm starting to change. And the local drug dealer is got his eye on my sister. I don't know if I care for that business. I am, of course, Ginger Snaps. You guys seen that one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's decent.
It's decent.
I really can't go beyond decent.
Rewatching it, there are problems I have with the werewolf effects. And I find that kills a lot of werewolf movies for me.
It's hard to pull off.
I think the worst case scenario of that is a movie called Late Phases. Have you guys seen that? It's more of a murder mystery. At the end, you find out that the killers, it's like a community of werewolves. But the old ladies, there's like these harpy little old ladies, and they get bit and turned into werewolves. And once you see them as werewolves, they still have their old lady makeup and earrings on. Like, oh, God, get the fuck out of here with this.
Golden Girls meets
Pretty much.
Silver Bullet.
Blanche Dubois as a werewolf. Just picture that. Right on. Let's see. Who might I be this week, you ask?
We do.
I am an aspiring film student, gentlemen. And as part of my final project, my classmates and I are throwing a kind of a horror, kind of a, I guess you'd call it a tribute to William Castle in the old Creature Features, where we've rented out this historic movie theater, and we're going to put all the crazy props in with like the electrified seats and the big swinging monsters that come down as we're having our big horror show. And unfortunately, what we didn't know is that this theater has some history. And there was a weird film cult that had a suicide pact in this theater, and maybe one or two of them actually survived, and now they're going to wreak some havoc while I'm trying to get my master's thesis done on film study so that I could probably go into a very lucrative career in directing commercials and maybe a Billy Mays infomercial. Or no, he died. Just a regular infomercial, I guess. Who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week, and I will drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Thank you guys very much for tuning in this week. Join us next week for Trick or Treat, rounding out Halloween month, halfway to Halloween month here in the Padded Room. Go to paddedroompodcast.com. You'll find everything you need to know about us there. Create a profile. Interact with us. It's just like our own private Facebook, without all the fact checkers and all that horse shit. And we try to keep it horror-based, so keep your political leanings to yourself. And we don't care what other communities you're involved in or what kind of activism you might be dealing with. We don't want to hear any of that shit. But we do have a Patreon campaign running. Support.paddedroompodcast.com is where you find the link to that. $5 donation right now will get you control of the month of May, plus a Padded Room travel mug, plus a Padded Room t-shirt. Other than that, I think that's about it. You guys got anything else on the week?
I think that's it.
All right. For Halloween, Christmas invaders on Halloween. Halloweens that get snowed in, which is a crock of shit if you ask me. Halloween parties, which are even better. Slutty costumes, which are even better at the Halloween parties.
Old hag nipples.
Possible old hag nipples. And the Padded Room Podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye.
Have a great week.